Yann, I actually looked. I've actually written it down. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
The comparison between the season you got promoted
Yeah.
and the current point you are this season, 14 games, you've got more points, 8 more, you've won more games, you've lost fewer games, you've scored more goals and conceded fewer goals. How encouraging is that? It's only early days still, but to be starting the season better than a season that brought a 4th place finish and a promotion, how encouraging is that?
To be honest with you, you can't really explain myself. I don't look at the past. What is done is done. Each season is different, and obviously for us this season, we know as a group, as a team, as a club, we know where we want the club to be, where we want to finish. But obviously for us, it's just take it game by game. Every game is different, and we just approach game by game. Tomorrow is a big game. Every game is a final to us, and we just try to do our best each game.
Is that mentality something that was here the last time under this manager? Is he still doing things the same?
Yeah, definitely. Like he always has that. He has to make sure they transmit that to the players early stage in the season. And obviously we have a fantastic group, so the players understood really quick what the manager wanted from them, and so far like things are just working really well for us.
I asked him last week whether he was doing anything different or whether he wanted anything different tactically, and he said, no, this is always the way I've wanted to play, but perhaps I've got younger players this time, perhaps I've got players who are more able to do it. Do you see that comparing to the squad last time?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I said, the squad that we had the year we got promoted was a fantastic squad, but obviously at the same time we have the squad was more a mature squad, players that already come built, that play in a certain way. There's a little bit more difficult to teach certain ways, or at least it takes more time. You will not see the progress as soon. And here, like we got a young squad that everyone just want to learn, just want to get better. And they take it, criticism or good things, they take it really well, every single one of them, and that's why like every week in and week out you can see the way the team has performed. And obviously the last couple of weeks we have a couple of changes, people coming in and out, and you don't see any different because everyone is willing to learn and willing to get better.
What's it like being one of the senior guys, one of the experienced guys in that changing room? How much like sponges are those young players? How much are they asking you stuff and picking stuff up from you?
It's good, it's a role. Obviously for me, I always consider myself, even at a young age, quite as the person of a leader, and I have that extra responsibilities. It's a good thing. I want all this team, the players that here, I want them to do well, and they have the ability. They're showing it week in and week out, and everything that I can help them with, they know that I'm always there, and obviously they ask me always things, and obviously I look for the best for them, and after that the rest they just do it by themselves on the weekend.
What's it like when you don't play? I think you've played 12 league games, 10 starts, but when you've got a bit of competition, although it's not the deepest squad, do you just have to accept it? Does it make you even keener to get back in next time?
To be honest with you, no, because we have a really good squad. It's a genuine squad. Everyone works hard. Everyone generally deserves to play in this team. So when I'm not in the team, I know that the player that is playing in my position, I know he deserves to play, and I want him to do well. I want the team to do well. Because getting a promotion is not about one player. It's about whole squad. It's about the club. It's about everyone. So as soon as the team does well, I'm more than happy.
How confident do you feel going into every game? Not only are you on this unbeaten run, I think it was August the last time you didn't score in a league game. There's lots of threat in this team. Yeah,
it is. I think, like I said to you, we take game by game, and we know we can only control the controllables, and thus we know that where we can only beat ourselves. So we give 110% each game. We're a hard-working team, and we know that like if we don't work hard, we don't have a chance to win. So we know that we have to work hard. We have to run more than our opponent. And so far, since the start of the season, that's what we've been doing. And obviously we have a few bad games early doors in the season, but obviously now you can see that the players, the team understand what the staff want from them, and we can sit on the weekends now.
How do you approach the situation going to Barrow? You're the only game in League Two. If you win it, you'll be second in the league. Is that an added incentive, or do you try not to think about it?
No, you can't think about that. It's too early. The season is just starting, you know. But what we know is every game we want to win. We want to compete. We want to do our best. Obviously, the players understand the opportunity that, you know, winning tomorrow is a big step for us. But obviously we want to win because that's what we want to do. We've been doing really well. We're on form, and tomorrow we know it's going to be a really, really difficult game because we're a really tough team and they deserve that respect. So, you know, we're going to give everything we have and hopefully get the 3 points.
A few weeks ago I sat here with your manager and he was talking about recruitment and the characters he gets in his squad. And one of the things he said was players who've had a parent in the game or a sibling in the game and have grown up around football, he would always choose to sign that player rather than someone that doesn't have that background. How does it prepare you? Obviously, you've got a brother who's older than you, who's played professionally, your dad played professionally. Does it prepare you for a life in this industry if you've grown up around it?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, you know, growing up, see the ups and downs that my brother or my dad has to go through. You know, it makes you tougher. You know, it makes you tougher. You know what's coming. You know, but at the same time, is the size where it's not as enjoyable. You know, like to be watching my brother or my dad play and people not be as nice or the press not be as nice. But the other side is the good side. You know, and the good side is just beautiful. It's fantastic. You know, so yeah, it does prepare you mentally.
Does it? You mentioned, you know, criticism and stuff like that, you having to see one of your loved ones going through that. Does it make you stronger when it happens to you?
To be honest with you, because I've got the luck to have seen that from my dad and my brother, it has never affected me because I generally don't look into it. You know, so if I can look at something, because you could see 30, 40 good things about yourself, and one small things could just send your confidence somewhere else. So I just don't look at it. I just don't.
How much of an influence directly has your dad had football wise, and your brother, of course, who's I think he's 5 years older than you, is he?
Yeah.
How much have you, as you were finding your way in football, were they an influence and they a help to you?
Well, it's more about mentally. You know, they never really got involved in my football or anything. It's more mentally, make sure that I'm always in good spirit. You know, make sure that, you know, I'm not overthinking things. You know, when you play a game, then when that is done, just move on to the next one. You know, so mentally they have helped me a lot.
And we were saying before we started recording, you moved around a lot as a kid because of your dad's playing career. You've also played in a lot of different places. Second spell here at Morecambe, how does English football, how does League Two compare to all those other places that you've been? You know, Spain, France, I think you had a spell in the US, you've played in Scotland, of course. What is it about English football that you love?
I think it's the passion. You know, I think the as much as, you know, people in other countries that have been passionate about football, but in England it's just something different. You know, the way, you know, the fans in everywhere where you play, you know, small clubs, big clubs, the cheer of their team is unbelievable, and I think that factor for me is massive.
Does it feel like people live and breathe their football here?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I guess that makes it all the more satisfying when you can go out there and get results for them. Is there a connection between you as players and the Morecambe fans?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. You know, like in Spain, people will support the small club, at the same time they will support the big club of the, you know, that's in the town. You know, but here you can feel that we're actually Morecambe fans. That this is our club. Like we'll you know, do everything for this club, and you can feel that when you're out there, the way they support you and the way when you interact with them, you can just feel it.
And I suppose the lower divisions in England, being professional clubs, playing in front of the crowds that you play in front of in the fourth tier, I don't think there's a comparison, is there, to other countries?
No. Spain slowly are trying, you know, to get better at that. But France is still not as great. But Spain, on the way, they try to make it better, more like copy what England is doing. But they still are really far away from it.
And with your background, dad's from Cameroon and many caps for Cameroon, France, Spain, growing up, played in lots of different countries. Do you consider yourself a citizen of football before any individual plays, just because it's been your life?
Yeah, definitely. That's all I knew since I was born. That's all I knew. All my family is connected towards the football industry. So yeah, for me, that's all I know is basically into doing football.
But for now, you're an honorary Morecambe resident.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Get money for your old phone, MazumaMobile.com.